Hello, friends. Welcome. We are continuing to read the Mowgli stories and start on page 36, Cars Hunting. All that is told here happened sometime before Mowgli was turned out of the Sioni wolf pack or revenged himself on Sher Khan, the tiger. It was in the days when Balu was teaching him the law of the jungle. The big, serious old brown bear, Balu, was delighted to have so quick a pupil, for the young bulls will only learn as much as the law of the jungle as applies to their own pack and tribe, and run away as soon as they can repeat the hunting words. Feet that make no noise, eyes that can see in the dark, ears that can hear the winds in their lairs, and sharp white teeth. All these things are the marks of our brothers, except Tabaki, the jackal, and Hyson, whom we hate. But Mowgli, as a man cub, had to learn a great deal more than this. Sometimes Bagheera, the black panther, would come lounging through the jungle to see how his pet was getting on, and would purr with his head against a tree while Mowgli recited the day's lesson to Balu. The boy could climb almost as well as he could swim, and swim almost as well as he could run. And so Balu, the teacher of the law, taught him the wood and bottle laws, how to tell a rotten branch from a sound one, how to speak politely to the wild bees, and when he came upon a hive of them 50 feet above the ground, what to say to Mang the bat when he disturbed him in the branches at midday, and how to warn the water snakes in the pond before he splashed down among them. None of the jungle people like being disturbed, and all are very ready to fight at an intruder. Then too Mowgli was taught the stranger's hunting call, which must be repeated aloud till it is answered whenever one of the jungle people hunts outside his own grounds. It means, translated, "Give me leave to hunt here because I am hungry." And the answer is, "Hunt then for food, but not for pleasure." All this will show you how much Mowgli had to learn by heart, and he grew very tired of saying the same thing over and over again, 100 times. But as Balu said to Bagheera one day, when Mowgli had been cuffed and run off in a temper, a man cub is a man cub, and he must learn all the laws of the jungle. "But think how small he is," said the black panther, who would have spoiled Mowgli if he had had his own way. "How can this little head carry all your long talk? Is there anything in the jungle too little to be killed? No, that is why I teach him these things, and that is why I hit him very softly when he forgets." "Softly? What do you mean by softness? You iron feet?" Bagheera grunted. "His face is all bruised today by your softness. Better he should understand, he should be bruised than from head to foot by me, who love him, than that he should come to harm through ignorance." Balu answered very earnestly, "I am now teaching him master words of the jungle that shall protect him with the birds and the snake people and all that hunt on 4 feet except his own pack. How he can now claim protection if he will only remember the words from all the jungle. Is not that worth the beating?" "Well, look, Look to it then that you do not kill the man cub. He is no tree trunk to sharpen your claws upon. But what are those master birds? I am more likely to give help than to ask it. Bagheera stretched out one paw and admired the steel blue, ripping chisel talons at the end of it. Still, I would like to know. I'll call Mowgli and he shall say them if he will. Come, little brother. My head is ringing like a beehive's, said a sullen little voice over their heads, and Mowgli slid down a tree trunk, very angry and indignant, adding as he reached the ground, I come for Bagheera and not for thee, fat old Balu. That is all one to me, said Balu, although he was hurt and grieved. Tell Bagheera, then, the master words of the jungle that I have taught you today. Master words for which people? Said Mowgli, delighted to show off. The jungle has many tongues. I know them all. A little that you know, but not much. See, Bagheera, they never thank you, their teacher. Not one small wolfing has ever come back to thank old Balu for his teachings. Say the word for the hunting people, then, great scholar. We be of one blood, you and I, said Mowgli, giving the words the bear accent which all hunting people use. Good, now for the birds. Mowgli repeated with the kite's whistle at the end of the sentence. Now for the snake people, said Bagheera. The answer was a perfectly indescribable hiss, and Mowgli kicked up his feet behind, clapped his hands together to applaud himself, and jumped onto Bagheera's back, where he sat sideways, drumming with his heels on the glossy skin and making the worst faces he could think of at Balu. There, that was worth a little bruise, said the brown bear tenderly. Some day you will remember them, remember me. Then he turned aside to tell Bagheera how he had begged the master words from Hathi, the wild elephant, who knows all about these things, and how Hathi had taken Mowgli down to a pool to get the snake word from a water snake, because Balu would not pronounce it, and now Mowgli was now reasonably safe against all accidents in the jungle, because neither snake, bird, nor beast would hurt him. No one then is to be feared, Balu wound up, patting his big furry stomach with pride, except his own tribe, said Bagheera under his breath, and then aloud to Mowgli, have a care for my ribs, little brother. With all this dancing up and down, Mowgli had been trying to make himself heard by pulling at Bagheera's shoulder fur and kicking hard. When the two listened to him, he was shouting at the top of his voice, and so I shall have a tribe of my own and lead them through the branches all day long. What is this new folly, little dreamer of dreams? Said Bagheera. Yes, and throw branches and dirt at old Balu, Mowgli went on. They have promised me this. Ah! Woof! Said Balu's big paw, scooped Mowgli off Bagheera's back, and as the boy lay between the big forepaws, he could see the bear was angry. Mowgli, said Balu, you have been talking with the Bandar Log, the monkey people. Mowgli looked at Bagheera to see if the panther was angry too, and Bagheera's eyes were as hard as jade stones. You have been with the monkey people, the grey apes, the people without a law, the eaters of everything. That is great. That's a great shame. When Balu hurt my head, said Mowgli, he was still on his back. When Balu hurt my head, I went away, and the grey apes came down from the trees and had pity on me. No one else cared. He snuffled a little. The pity of the monkey people, Balu snorted. The stillness of the mountain stream, the cool of the summer sun, and then man cub. And then they gave me nuts and pleasant things to eat, and they carried me in their arms up to the top of the trees and said, I was a blood brother, except that I had no tail and should be their leader someday. They have no leader, said Bagheera. They lie. They have always lied. They were very kind and bade me come again. They have. Why have I never been among the monkey people? They stand on their feet even as I do. They do not hit me with sharp paws. They play all day. They get me up. Bad Balu. Let me get up, bad Balu. Let me up. I'll play with them again. Listen, man cub, said the bear, and his voice trembled like thunder on a hot night. I have taught you all the law of the jungle for all the peoples of the jungle, except the monkey folk who live in the trees. They have no law. They are outcasts. They have no speech of their own, but use the stolen words which they overhear when they listen and peep and wait up above in the branches. Their way is not our way. They are without leaders. They have no remembrance. They boast and chatter and pretend that they are a great people, about to do great affairs in the jungle. But the falling of a nut turns their mind to laughter, and all is forgotten. We of the jungle have no dealings with them. We do not drink where the monkeys drink. We do not go where the monkeys go. We do not hunt where the monkeys hunt. We do not die where they die. Have you ever heard me speak of the Bandarlok till today? No, said Mowgli in a whisper, for the forest was very still now that Balu had finished. The jungle people put them out of their mouths and out of their minds. They are very many, evil, dirty, shameless, and they desire, if they have any fixed desire, to be noticed by the jungle people. But we do not notice them even when they throw nuts and filth on our heads. He had hardly spoken when a shower of nuts and twigs spluttered down through the branches, and they could hear coughings and howlings and angry jumpings high up in the air among the branches. The monkey people are forbidden, said Balu. Forbidden to the jungle people. Remember? They are forbidden to the jungle people. Remember that. Forbidden, said Bagheera. But I still think Balu should have warned you against them. How was I to guess he would play with such dirt? The monkey people. Ha! A fresh shower came down on their heads, and the two trotted away, taking Mowgli with them. What Balu had said about the monkeys was perfectly true. They belonged to the treetops, and as beasts very seldom look up, there was no occasion for the monkeys and the jungle people to cross each other's path. But whenever they found a sick wolf, or a wounded tiger, or a bear, the monkeys would torment him and would throw sticks and nuts and at any beast for fun and in the hope of being noticed. Then they would howl and shriek senseless songs and invite the jungle people to climb up their trees and fight them, or would start furious battles over nothing amongst themselves and leave the dead monkeys where the jungle people could see them. They were always just going to have a leader and laws and customs of their own, but they never did. because their memories would not hold over from day to day. And so they compromised things by making up a saying, what the Bandar log think now, the jungle will think later. And that comforted them a great deal. None of the beasts could teach them, but on the other hand, none of the beasts would notice them. And that was why they were so pleased when Mowgli came to play with them and they heard how angry Balu was. They never meant to do any more. The Bandar log never meant to do anything at all. But one of them invited what seemed to him a brilliant idea. He invented and he told all the others that Mowgli would be a useful person to keep in their tribe because he could weave sticks together for protection from the wind. So if they caught him, they could make him teach them. Of course, Mowgli, as a woodcutter's child, inherited all sorts of instincts and used to make little huts of fallen branches without thinking how he came to do it. And the monkey people watching him in the trees considered his play almost wonderful. This time, they said they were really going to have a leader and become the wisest people in the jungle, so wise that everyone would notice and envy them. Therefore, they followed Balu and Bagheera and Mowgli through the jungle very quietly till it was time for midday nap. And Mowgli, who was very much ashamed of himself, slept between the panther and the bear, resolving to have no more to do with the monkey people. The next thing he remembered was feeling hands on his legs and arms, hard, strong little hands, and then a swash of branches in his face, and then he was staring down through the swaying boughs as Balu woke the jungle with his deep cries, and Bagheera bounded up the trunk with every tooth bared. The Bandar log howled with triumph and scuffled away in the upper branches, where the Bagheera dared not follow, shouting, "He has noticed us! Bagheera has noticed us! All the jungle people admire us for our skill and our cunning." Then they began their flight, and the night of the monkey people through tree land is one of the things nobody can describe. They have their regular roads and crossroads, up hills and down hills, laid out from 50 to 70 or 100 feet above ground, and by these they can travel even at night if necessary. Two of the strongest monkeys caught Mowgli under the arms and swung off with him through the treetops, 20 feet at a bound. Had they been alone, they would have gone twice as fast, but the boy's weight held them back. Sick and giddy as Mowgli was, he could not help enjoying the wild rush, though the glimpses of the earth far below frightened him. So that is one chapter of this book. We are on page 46 for next time. Thank you. I hope you liked it. Thank you. Bye-bye.